Hi, welcome to practice. Thank you for joining. So today Today I'm working on I love a twisty flow, as you know, and alongside of that, working into releasing through the hips and the shoulders, and really considering connecting breath with movement. I mean, we breathe and we move all the time, but it's doing it with intention. It's probably what I love about yoga, especially doing it first thing in the morning. It really helps me personally go about the day with more intention than I probably would normally. So it doesn't mean you have to do it at the start of the day. It's quite a nice way to end the day too, and you bookmark it. So with that in mind, let's come to a comfortable seated position. I'm going to be cross-legged, but you can be kneeling. And let's have take cosmic mudra. So it's dominant hand under, less dominant hand, thumbs gently touching. And on the inhale, draw the shoulders up towards the ears and then slide them down the back, closing down the eyes, lifting up through the crown of the head and lightly turning up the corners of the mouth. It's taking a moment to check in with you. Notice how your body feels. Are there any tight places? Are there any places you're holding something? More often than not, it is in the shoulders. Breathe into that. Check in where your head's at. Is the mind racing? You sleepy? The endless to-do lists? Just noticing what's going on there. Take a big deep breath. And just sigh out through the mouth. Just letting it all go. And another big deep breath. And another sigh, releasing, letting go of the stories, the thoughts. You're here right now. And take one more big deep breath. Pausing, letting the body be full of breath. Maybe taking another sip if you can. And exhaling again with a sigh. Just letting it all go. Moving to some yogic 4-part breathing. So we'll inhale together. Exhale together. And inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4. Holding for 4. Exhaling for 6. Holding for 2. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Hold and hold. And hold, maybe taking another sip. Hold. And exhale with a sigh. Bringing the hands to prayer at heart space. Just taking a moment to set an intention for the practice. A word or a phrase. Knowing where you are, just something that resonates with you. Something nourishing. Inhale, releasing the prayer, sweeping the arms up, out, wide, looking up, lifting up, and then exhaling, palms facing down with a side. Inhaling, sweeping, lifting, reaching up. Exhaling. One more inhale. Sweeping, lifting up. Exhaling. Extending the hands forward, coming to our 4-point base. That's hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Making sure that the hands are spread out wide like gecko hands. From here, we're going to extend the right leg back, the left arm forward, as though your body's being pulled diagonally. And on the exhale, drawing elbow to knee, tucking, rounding. Inhaling, extending, reaching. Exhaling, tucking, rounding. One more, extending, reaching. Exhale, tucking, rounding. Keeping the back as still as you can, extending, reaching, bending the right knee, sweeping the left arm around, maybe catching or reaching for the foot. And if you have a hold of the foot, kicking the foot into the hand, opening up through the chest, opening up through the hips. Releasing the foot, lowering the hand, the foot back under the shoulder, back under the hip. Getting ready to do that on the other side, extending the left leg back, foot is flexed, engaging in the glute, extending the right arm forward, palm facing inwards. And on the exhale, tucking, rounding, extending, reaching, exhaling, tucking, rounding, extending, reaching, tucking, rounding, extending, reaching, bending the knee, sweeping the arm around, catching a hold of the foot, kicking, lifting, reaching up, opening through the chest. Lovely, carefully releasing the foot, bring the hands back under the shoulders, tucking the toes, and hover the knees, doming up through the shoulders, engaging in the core, lifting up through the pelvic floor, tucking the belly button in under the rib cage, remembering to breathe. And our next inhale, straightening through the legs, lifting up through the hips, coming into our first downward facing dog. And linking the breath, keeping those lovely slow deep breaths, start bending into one knee, followed by the other. And as you're doing this, start to pedal the feet out wide so they're mat width apart. It's creating space through the hips. And you can bring the hands out, mat width apart as well, creating space through the shoulders. Letting the head be heavy, the neck longish, maybe even shaking out the head. Softening through the knees to lift up through the sit bones. I'm just coming to stillness, noticing the difference between the more wide-legged stance and the regular, just breathing into it. Inhaling, lifting up through the heels, exhaling, tipping the heels over to the right, dipping down into the right hip. So feeling that stretch through the whole left side body. Inhaling, lifting back up and through, exhaling, dropping the heels over to the left, dipping down into the left hip, feeling that spaciousness through the whole right side body. Inhaling, lifting back, up and through. Exhaling, lowering down through the heels. Now we're going to do ripple through the spine. You can keep the wide-legged stance, I'm going to, or you can come back to a regular as we inhale, rippling forward, vertebra by vertebra, head and neck balasana unfurl, coming into plank. Exhaling, bending the knees, pushing the hips back to the heels, lifting back up into downward facing dog. We'll do that again, rippling forward, vertebra by vertebra. Bending the knees, pushing the hips back to the heels, lifting back up and through into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift right leg. Stepping right foot between the hands, lowering down through the left knee, extending up through the right arm, coming into an easy twist. Sweeping the arm around, bending the knee, either reaching for the foot or catching a hold of it. Lovely, releasing the foot, coming back through, stepping back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up left leg. Stepping the left foot between the hands, lowering down through the right knee, pressing into the right hand, lifting up into easy twist on the other side. Sweeping the left arm around behind, bending the knee, either reaching for the foot or catching a hold of it. Lifting up through the chest. Lovely, releasing the foot. This time stepping the right foot up to meet the left in a forward fold. Keeping the knees soft. Here you can hold opposite elbows or interlace the hands behind the head. Just rocking out side to side. Letting the arms lower, slowly start to roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Drawing the ears up towards the ceiling, sliding them down the back. Bringing the hands to prayer at heart space. Returning to your breath. Returning to your intention. Now we'll move through some flow. We inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back with the right leg, lower down through right knee. Inhale, lift up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale to frame the front foot, stepping back into plank, lowering down through the knees, hovering the body, elbows by ribs, before lowering all the way to the ground. Inhaling, lifting up, baby cobra. Exhale to lower, tucking the toes, pushing back through all fours into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift right leg, stepping right foot between the hands, lower down through left knee. Inhale, we lift up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, framing front foot, stepping left foot up to meet the right in a forward fold. Halfway lift, lower, inhale, sweeping, lifting up. Exhaling, forward fold. Step back with left leg, lower down through left knee. Inhale, we lift up, Anjaneyasana. Framing front foot, stepping right foot back to meet left in plank. Lowering down through the knees. Hovering elbows by ribs before lowering all the way to the ground. Inhale, lifting up, baby cobra, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale to lower. Pushing back through all fours into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift left leg, stepping left foot between the hands, lower down through right knee. Inhale, we lift up, low lunge. Exhale, framing front foot, stepping right foot up to meet the left in a forward fold. Halfway lift and lower. Inhale, sweeping, lifting up. Keeping the flow going. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with right leg, lower down through right knee. Inhale, we lift up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, straightening the front leg, flexing the foot, coming into Ardha Hanuman. So you can frame the leg or sweep the arms back. Inhale, rolling, lifting, reaching back up. Exhale to frame the front foot, stepping back into plank, lowering down through knees, chaturanga or chaturanga, coming into baby cobra or up dog, lifting back up and through into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift right leg, bending the knee, stacking the hip. Exhale, stepping right foot between the hands. Inhale, we lift up, high lunge. Exhaling, lowering down through the back knee, extending the heel away. Breathing into it. Inhale, straightening the front leg, cactusing the arms. Exhale, sweeping forward with the arms, bending into the front knee. Again, opening, straightening. Exhale, sweeping forward, reaching forward like an arrow lunge. Inhale, straightening, opening up. One more, exhaling, sweeping forward. Lovely work, framing the front foot, stepping the left foot up to meet the right in a forward fold. We halfway lift and lower. Inhale, sweeping, lifting up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back with left leg, lower down through left knee. Inhale, we lift up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, straightening the front leg, flexing the foot out of Hanuman so you can frame the leg or sweep the arms back, just depending on how your balance is today. Inhale, lifting, reaching back up. Framing front foot, stepping right leg back to meet the left, lowering down, either knees chaturanga or chaturanga. Baby cobra or up dog. Lifting back up and through into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift left leg, bending the knee, stacking the hip, keeping the shoulders square. Exhaling, stepping left foot between the hands, pressing the feet into the mat, scissoring the thighs. We lift up into high lunge. Exhaling, lowering down through the back knee, hovering, then extending the heel away, just deepening into it. Same as we did on the other side, we're going to inhale, straightening through the front leg, cactusing the arms. And then on the exhale, sweeping forward, bending into the front leg, coming into an arrow lunge. Inhale, opening, lifting. Exhaling, sweeping forward. Don't know about you, there's a balance challenge for me talking and doing it. Inhaling, opening, lifting. Exhaling, sweeping forward and around. Inhale, we lift open. Exhale to frame the front foot, stepping right foot up to meet the left in a forward fold. Halfway lift and lower. Inhale, sweeping, lifting up. Exhaling, hands to prayer at heart space. Just take a moment to connect back into the breath, keeping the breath slow and deep. Always returning to that. The whole linking the breath to the movement, letting it be the metronome for your practice. Chances are if you stop breathing, you've gone too far in the pose, too far in the practice. Now when I go through this flow, again, building on it. So we inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back with the right leg, lower down through right knee. Inhale, we lift up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, coming into Ardha Hanuman, straightening the front leg, flexing the foot. Inhale, sweeping up, lowering down through the right hand, sweeping the left arm up, coming into our easy twist. Sweeping the left arm around behind, forward, reaching forward. So you'll need to grab something in front of you. Inhaling, sweeping, lifting back up and around. Exhaling, reaching forward. So on the inhale, sweeping around, in a bend the knee and either reach for the foot or catch a hold of it. Okay, just opening into that whole hip opener, chest opener. Lovely work, releasing the foot, bringing both hands to frame the front leg, stepping back into plank. Going to your vinyasa, can be chaturanga or knees chaturanga, baby cobra or up dog. Lifting back up and through into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift right leg, bending the knees, stacking the hip, keeping the shoulders square. Exhale, stepping right foot between the hands, pressing the feet into the mat. We lift up, high lunge. Lowering down through the back knee, hovering, extending the heel away. On the inhale, we're going to straighten through the front leg, cat, just in the arms. Exhale, bending forward, sweeping forward into that arrow lunge. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling, sweeping forward. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling, sweeping forward. This time, bringing the hands through to prayer at heart space or sweeping the arms by sides. We're going to kick up, lift up, coming into warrior three. Thinking about lowering down through this left hip so that the hips are squared. Back foot is flexed, leg is active. Opening up through the chest. So you want to feel as though you're just doing a back bend here. You're not, but that you want that opening sensation. On the next inhale, we're going to inhale, lifting, coming up to standing, bringing the left knee up with you, lifting up through the arms before crossing the foot on top of the leg, bringing the hands back through to prayer at heart space, coming into standing pigeon. Remember here to work to your edge. So you move to where you need to be to feel that stretch through the left hip. Maybe elbows rest on the shin. Maybe you can tip the weight forward. Hands rest on the mat. Wherever you are, just breathing into it. Inhaling, coming up to standing, placing the right hand on the hip. Now, you can either place the left hand on the left knee or take a hold of the left big toe with the yogi peace grip. As we bring the foot up with us, extending it out in front of us. And then out to the side. Extending it out to the side. Think about inwardly rotating the thigh. Lifting up out of the hips, maybe extending the arm, gazing over. Lovely, sweeping the leg back forward, just coming to stand at the top of the mat, rocking out through the hips, so sweeping the arms, just releasing through. Especially on the hip with the supporting leg. Then just coming to stillness, hands in prayer at heart space. Taking a big inhale together and a sigh. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back with right leg, lower down through right knee. Sorry, wrong leg, left leg, lowering down through left knee. Inhale, we lift up. Exhaling, coming in through Ardha Hanuman. Inhaling, lifting, lowering the left hand, extending the right arm up, sweeping the right arm around, catching a hold of the foot. Opening up through the chest, opening up through the hips, breathing into it. Lovely, releasing the foot. Stepping back into plank, going through your vinyasa, it can be chaturanga or knees chaturanga, maybe cobra or up dog. Lifting back up and through into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift left leg, bending the knees, stacking the hip. Exhaling, stepping left foot between the hands, pressing the feet into the mat. We lift up, high lunge. Exhale to lower the back knee, hovering before pushing the heel away, just creating space in the hips, breathing into it. Inhaling, straightening through the front leg, cat, just in the arms. Exhaling, sweeping forward into arrow lunge. Inhaling, opening, reaching. Exhaling, sweeping forward. One more, opening, reaching. Exhaling, sweeping forward. As we move through warrior three, hands can come to prayer at heart space or sweep by side, engaging in the back, in the right glute, flexing the foot. leg is active, opening up through the chest. Inhaling, coming up to standing, bringing the knee with you, reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. From here, hooking the right leg on top of the left thigh, coming into standing pigeon. Hands in prayer at heart space. And here again, a reminder to move, to remember first that you're breathing, following the breath. Often in standing poses, we can hold our breath. Elbows can rest on the shin, or you can bring your hands to the mat, letting the head be heavy, the neck long. Just breathing into the hip. Inhaling, coming up to standing. Bringing the knee up towards the chest, left hand on hip. They can take a hold of the right knee or hold the toe with your yogi peace grip, extending the leg forward and then reaching it out to the side. Lifting up out of the hips, maybe you extend the left arm out to the left, gaze over at it. Lifting, reaching, breathing, embracing the wobbles. Come on, you can do it. Lovely, drawing the knee back, lowering it down, and just again releasing out through the hips. Lovely work. Coming back to standing, coming back to stillness. Taking a moment to connect with your breath. Taking a big inhale and exhale. Inhale where you've reached the arms up. Exhaling, we forward fold. Stepping back with the right leg lower down through right knee. Inhale, lift up and Jani-Asana. Exhale, bringing right hand down inside the left foot, reaching up through the left arm. Sweeping it around and forward, lifting, reaching up. And again, around, lifting, reaching, around, bending the knee, catching a hold of the foot, just coming into the funky monkey, as some people call it. Letting go of the foot, framing the front leg, straightening it, flexing it, coming into Ardha Hanuman. This time just letting the hands frame the leg. And while there's an opening through the chest, you can let the head be heavy and the neck long. Rolling forward into the front leg, tucking the toes, coming into our runner's lunge. From here, we're going to inhale, lifting, reaching up, opening out to the long edge of your mat. Feet are out wide. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, hands to prayer at heart space, sinking down into the hips, coming into goddess. And really here, think about dropping down through the sit bone. So we're lowering down, not like that, like this, sinking down. Releasing the prayer, bringing both hands onto the thighs. Now exhale, rotating to the left. And inhaling back, rotating to the right. Dropping the shoulder towards the ankle and back. One more each way. And back. Releasing the hands, lowering them onto the mat. Walking around, framing the front left foot. Inhale, sweeping, lifting it up into a three-legged dog. Now you have the option to go through a three-legged vinyasa, a regular vinyasa, or come to downward facing dog or child's pose for 3 breaths. Plank, chaturanga, baby cobra, up dog. Lifting back up and through into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift right leg, bending the knees, stacking the hip. Exhaling, stepping right foot behind right hand, grounding down through the left, we lift up, warrior one. Interlacing the hands behind the back, inhale, opening up through the chest. Exhaling, tipping forward to humble the warrior. Letting the head be heavy, the neck long, releasing through the shoulders. Legs are strong. Think about drawing that right hip into the center line. Releasing the hands, extending them forward. As we engage in that back left glute, we're going to lift up into standing splits. Look at someone's dragging that left foot away, coming to a Shiva squat. Exhaling, tucking around it. Now you can hover the hands, creating a whole little ball with your body, or you can keep the hands on the mat, extending, lifting. We'll do that again. Exhaling, tucking, rounding. Extending, lifting. One more. Exhaling, tucking, rounding. Extending, lifting up, bringing the left foot to meet the right in the forward fold. Inhale, sweep, lift up. Exhaling, hands to prayer at heart space. Inhale together. We exhale together. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale to forward fold. Stepping back with the left leg, lower down through left knee. Got it right this time. Inhale, lifting up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, bring the left hand inside the right foot, reaching up into the easy twist as we sweep the arm around behind, reaching forward, lifting, circling back up, reaching forward. One more, lifting, reaching back up, bending the back leg, catching a hold of the foot or reaching for it, opening up through the chest. Releasing the foot, bringing both hands to frame as you push the hips back, straightening through the front leg, flexing the foot, coming into Ardha Hanuman. Again, and there's an openness through the chest. Not clenching the jaw, you can let the head be heavy even. Inhaling, rolling through, tucking the toes of the back foot, coming into our runner's lunge. From here, we're going to pivot to the long edge of the mat again, this time pigeon-toeing the feet. Come around the front. The feet will be pigeon-toed, but you'll be facing the other way. Keeping the body low, the head heavy as we come into Prasarita. So a couple of options here. You can have the hands just below the shoulders, or you can start to walk them back further towards the heels of the hands. Into wherever you are, think about the weight moving into the balls of the feet, lifting up through the sit bones. And let the head be heavy and the neck long. Inhaling, lifting halfway, placing the right hand under the face. We can inhale, lift up through the left. And here you have the option to stay like this and tent the fingers, creating space. And you can sweep the arm around behind the back, taking hold of the right hip crease. And you can even bring the right hand outside the left shin. Breathing into it. One more big deep breath. Lovely, releasing that through placing the left hand under the face, sweeping the right arm up. And again, you've got options, so you can tent the fingers, bring the right arm around behind the back, taking hold of the hip crease. And you can always catch a hold of the ankle with the opposite hand. breathing into that space in the hips, the space in the shoulders, letting the head be heavy, the neck long. Lovely, releasing back through and walking the hands around to frame the front foot. Sweeping the right leg back up into a three-legged dog. Option to go through a three-legged vinyasa, a regular vinyasa, or come to downward facing dog or child's pose, rippling forward into plank, chaturanga, maybe cobra or up dog. Lifting back up and through into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift left leg, bending the knees, stacking the hip. Exhaling, stepping left foot behind left hand, grounding down through right heel, lifting up, warrior one. Yeah, bending into this front left knee. Think about creating spaciousness through your whole front body. Interlacing the hands, taking the non-habitual interlace at the lower base of the spine. We inhale, open up through the chest. Exhaling, tipping forward to humble the warrior. Releasing through the shoulders. Legs are strong. Drawing the left hip in towards the center line. Lovely work, releasing the hands to the floor, engaging in the right glute as we lift up into standing splits. And here we come into Shiva squat, options to hover the hands. Exhale, tucking, rounding. Inhaling, extending, lifting. Exhaling, tucking, rounding. Inhaling, extending, lifting. Exhaling, tucking, rounding. Inhaling, extending the lifting. This time stepping back with the right leg, back with the left leg, coming into our downward facing dog. Inhaling, rippling forward vertebra by vertebra, coming onto our knees. We're going to extend the arms forward, coming into puppy stretch or anahata. So letting the chest hammock between the shoulders, and you can either rest the forehead on the mat or the chin on the mat. Again, feeling that spaciousness in the shoulders, that spaciousness in the hips, breathing into it. Lovely, slowly start to walk the hands back up. As we come, we're going to do some Ustrasana, camel and half camel. So you may want to fold your mat just for your knees, a bit more cushiony. And from here you can have the top feet of the your feet, the tops of your feet on the mat, or tuck the toes. I like to tuck my toes. And from here we're going to sweep the right arm across the body to the left side, reaching it up and around, grazing the right heel. And again, sweeping it across, around, lifting up. One more across, around, lifting up. Catching a hold of the heel, thumb on the outside, fingers on the inside, lifting up. And you can bend the elbow and cradle the head in the hands. But think about engaging in the core, lifting up. So opening up through the top of the spine with the thoracic spine. One more big deep breath. Maybe a sigh. Slowly rolling up, vertebra by vertebra. We'll do that on the other side. So sweeping the left arm across the body. Reaching up, grazing the left heel. Inhaling, lifting, reaching up. Exhaling, skimming the heel. One more, inhaling, lifting up. Releasing through. Catching a hold of the heel. Reaching the right arm up. Bending the elbow if you need. Cradling the head in the hand. Thinking about keeping the breath slow and deep. Engaging in the core. Lifting up through the chest. One more big deep breath. Maybe a sigh. Slowly rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Now we'll come for the option to come into the full pose, or you can sit on your heels, just letting the energy settle. We're going to do the full pose. Think about hooking the hook of the thumbs under the armpits. Imagine your thumbs at coat hangers, you're lifting yourself up, opening up through the thoracic spine. So the core is nice and strong. You're not arching into the lower back. You have the opening up. And then you can release the hands, bringing them onto the sacrum as you're tucking your hands into jeans pockets. And maybe you want to walk them down the legs, catching a hold of the heels, just breathing into it. You can have a slight double tuck of the chin, or if your neck's okay, just releasing through the head. Keeping the breath slow and deep. Take a big inhale. Exhale with a sigh, maybe even lion's breath. And another. And one more, make this the biggest, deepest breath. Lovely, slowly rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Head and neck the last to come up. And sinking down onto the heels, letting the energy settle. Just have the gaze soft or the eyes closed, palms facing up. Well done, you've worked so hard. So just unhooking the mat if you have it. Coming to seated, so coming to the 1990s leg. So the sole of the right foot on top of the left thigh, and then the left thigh is at a 90-degree angle away from you. I'm going to inhale, open, lift up. And then exhale, just tipping forward. And you can walk the hands out further, coming onto the elbows, letting the head be heavy, the neck long. And then start to fingertip the hands over towards the left knee. Again, working to your edge, working to where you feel that opening through the right side body, the hip. Letting the head be heavy, the neck long. Start to walk the hands back up and switching the legs over. Left sole of the foot on top of the right thigh. (1990s) legs. And then start to walk the hands forward. Going as far as you need to. Maybe it's onto your hands, maybe it's onto your elbows. And here noticing how one side can be very different to the other. So let the head be heavy, the neck long. And start to tiptoe the hands around to the right knee. Again, just working to where you feel that release, that opening through the left hip, the left side body, just breathing into it. Just walking the hands back around, coming up to seated, extending the legs out in front of you, and then slowly rolling down vertebra by vertebra. And coming to a happy baby. by holding the outer edges of the feet or taking the big toe with the yogi peace grip. Extending into one leg, followed by the other. And when you're done there, just releasing the feet, letting them fall out wide. Let the legs be heavy. The arms out wide, the palms facing up. Sliding the shoulders down the back. Neck is long on the mat, lightly turning up the corners of the mouth and closing down the eyes. So letting the energy settle. Taking a big inhale, letting the body be full of breath, as though it would burst full of breath. Maybe taking another sip. Exhaling, maybe sighing or even yawning, just letting it go. Just melting into the mat. Softening into it. Keeping the breath slow and deep, but soft. And just let the whole body be heavy. So you're melting into the mat. Noticing the sounds around you. There's something you can hear in the distance. Something will wash over you. Noticing the temperature of the air on your skin. Noticing the connection of your body with the mat, with the ground. Noticing clothes on your skin. Noticing the light shining through your eyelids. Noticing the taste in your mouth. You're more than welcome to stay, but if you're ready to return, return with breath, taking a big deep inhale. And again, another sigh. Do another big inhale and another sigh. And come to lie on your favorite side. Bring your knees up to your chest. And with the eyes closed or the gaze lowered, come into a comfortable seated position with your hands in prayer heart space. And turning to your intention. And taking that intention to your third eye for clarity, your throat for truth and love, and your heart for compassion. Bowing forward, thanking yourself for giving yourself this time.